we're going to actually start off on Pentacle, okay, so which is laying down, almost like Shavasana, but in a star pose. So we're starting off in practice. Your right foot, right heel to the right corner, your left heel to the left corner. If you want, you can even have it even wider than your mat. Your arms are straight out, okay, so Pentacle, the star. And as we lay here, I want you to just feel the earth welcome you like a nice hug, just to allow you to relax. If you want, you can keep your eyes closed. We're just trying to feel the chi running through you, the flow, the energetic feeling through you. And then as you breathe in, just your inhalation and your exhalation, just feel the energy within your entire body. Maybe feeling the expansion, but maybe even feeling your lower back. Perhaps you can sense the skin, the fascias, that's the webbing around your joints, your bones, your muscles. Kind of feeling them expand and contract. Like for you to sense where it might be tight, even in your forehead. And you relax your forehead some, your jaw. Allow the skin to feel like it's just drooping down toward the mat. The weight of your arms, your shoulders, just melting into the ground. Maybe perhaps you can sense your back, your lower back, and your upper back starting to make contact to the ground. No need to force it, just allow it to use its own weight from your bones. Sense if there's anything in your fingers, even your wrist or your hands, perhaps the contact to the floor. But as you breathe, can you feel some of the energy running down your arms to the fingers? You feel your hips make contact. You feel your thighs, your calf making contact as well. But can you allow the muscles and everything else, again, just drooping down, allowing gravity to pull it down. Bones are just there. You can probably feel your heel, the back of your heels make contact to the ground as well. And as you continue to breathe here, and you feel that chi, that energy, that prana going down, that energy just running down your legs to your feet, perhaps to your toes. We're going to inhale, bring both arms up over your head. You can bring both heels toward each other, but keeping your legs straight. Pulling it stretch. And as you exhale, just bend your knees and slowly hug your knees to your chest. If you want, you can rock side to side. You're going to roll over to your right side and push yourself upward and get into a nice seated position. You're going to do what's called Baddha Konasana, we know for a butterfly pose. So you're going to have the soles of your feet toward each other. But this one, make sure you have it very wide, okay, so very large. So from a yin pose, you go into the nice wide butterfly. Now, couple things. If already this feels uncomfortable, maybe your hamstrings tight or your lower back, you can always grab some of those blankets and such and lift it up, okay? Because you're going to sense what's going to happen. So you can always lift it up some. What I would recommend is you fold your blanket a couple times and then you place it underneath. And that's going to help your hip to be able to, hopefully be able to rotate forward, okay? Now, I'd like for you to just place your hands on here. And if you do not have any lower back pain, like if someone has lower back pain by, for instance, maybe from some type of disc bulging, I don't think any of you guys have that, but if so, please make sure you keep your back straight. In this case, we're going to actually round our back forward, unless you have bulging disc, a disc bulging thing. Then you want to keep it straight and just go flat. Does that make sense, you guys? All right. So we're going to round, and again, I want you to set yourself, just start coming forward, just round your back, and you're just going to try to feel yourself melting toward your feet, okay? Now, here's the options. In yin, it's always important to find your own edge. Your edge is going to be different from day to day, week to week, month to month, and completely different from other people. No judgment, no comparison. You're just listening to your own body. You're finding the edge where you're at that place where you feel like there's some resistance, and that's fine. You stay there. It's important for you to just be calm, be still. And then perhaps later on, while the rest of your body's relaxing and the joints feel like it wants to go more, then perhaps you go deeper. But the object here isn't to reach a certain destination, it's to actually be present with what's going on in your body. So you can always have your hands at your feet. You can always have your hands at your ankles, your calf. Just don't put it on your knee joint, okay? Other options, you can place blocks, bolsters here. And if you feel like it makes it more comfortable for something to touch onto your forehead, that's a delicious way to do it. So for instance, some people might not like their head just dangling. Some people do, but if you don't, you can always put blocks, pillows, whatever, and you can build up your own thing. So this is what feels good for you, all right? So we're going to be here for a while. In yin, it's one of these yoga where you're really starting to do a lot more meditation because we're not doing a lot of physical motion. And so in many ways, it causes some people to be extra challenged because your mind needs to be a little bit more still. If you feel like there's a lot of things coming into your mind that's distracting you, you may want to use your breath. Just focus on your breathing. see if you're holding any tension anywhere, perhaps in your jaw. When you open up your jaw slightly, if you notice that you had tension there. If there was tension in your shoulders, is there anything that you can do? There's props so that you can allow your shoulders to even relax. An option here also is to do something with your toes. Now, we know your feet are so important for walking, balancing, and such. If the soles of your feet are together and you want to do something called zipper, what you do is you actually interlace your toes in between each other. Yes, that is a thing. And it may be kind of hard because you might have to actually try to stuff the toes in between each other. And what you may have to do is use the fingers to help interlace them. But this is really good because if you don't have your toes able to spread out in the future, and that's how it helps you to balance. So I'll give you a little warning because by doing this, you might have a couple of toe cramps. When I practiced this weekend, that happened to me, and it's common. We don't normally stretch those toes in between. You don't need to do it. You can even like sometimes practice just using your fingers, your own knuckles. You start slowly. You don't have to go into the final pose. We're going to slowly come back up, gradually walking your hands towards your hips. And be kind because it's been open up. You're going to use your hands to kind of help guide your knees up. And then in this case, you're going to keep your right foot, right leg straight across, so your right knees toward the right side of your mat. And then you're going to bend your left leg. And again, you can choose to stay on your blanket or not. We're going to do what's called deer pose. So your right calf is parallel to the top of your mat. Your left calf is parallel to the side of your mat. And you're kind of making these little 90-degree angles. So you're on your right hip, and you notice how you're not really on your left hip. Does that make sense? All right. I know we can tell who's the runner. So this is deer pose. What this is doing is you're probably feeling it right now in your hip flexors. You see the different areas. So we normally don't use all the different angles of our hip joints, okay? So be kind to yourself, okay? This is why if you're noticing you're a lot more on your right side, that's completely fine. You lean onto it. You're gonna slowly start coming forward up. But again, everyone's at their own pace because of what you might do in your normal everyday life, okay? So you may be sitting up or you may be leaning over. Gradually, this is called deer pose. You notice how deers watch Bambi and all that stuff, they have their legs this way. They can't really buckle it down. Later on, if you want, you may actually start going forward, bending forward on the hips. That's an option. You don't need to do that. Or you may feel like this is enough, okay? So you can choose what you want. Again, you can use your props. Now, interestingly for me, I actually feel like I'm getting more when I'm actually upright. So for some people, they actually may feel it more in the right leg when they bend forward. Maybe their hips, the flexor there might be tight and such. Versus for me, I'm actually feeling a lot more in my left leg and around the knees. And I do know that I've always been working on my knee joint area more. So it's just working those knee tendons, cartilage around there. And continue breathing. So just think about how your breath is really allowing you to stay focused. The purpose for yin is to really allow us to not use our muscles, and so that the fascias and tendons, ligaments, the bones can have that beneficial stress in a protected environment. Now, like in any yoga classes, but yin especially, you may be more attuned to what your body's signals are telling you. So sharp shooting pain is not good. Numbness and tingling is not good. See if you can just differentiate between numbness and tingling versus energetic. Like I feel energy when I do yin postures versus numbness and tingling. So if you can sense between it. But if you are getting that numbness and tingling, that's your body's way of asking you to back out of it a little bit more. You never want to go too fast, too deep. Okay, we're going to slowly walk yourself up. If you were folded over, you're going to place your hands underneath your shoulders and walk yourself back up. Now, if you're seated, you're going to place your hands behind you, behind your shoulders, and you're going to gently lift your left knee up, bring them back to the facing both the front, and we're just going to slightly windshield wiper your knees. You can feel it as more energy comes into the area that was actually compressed slightly. Now we're going to do the other side. This time we're going to bring our left knee to the left side of our mat. Have the calf completely parallel to the front. Your right foot, your right calf is running down the side of your right mat. So you're probably sensing that you have more weight on your left hip or hip sits bone, and your right. For me, I can probably place my whole hand and a bunch of more things underneath you. So this is deer pose on this side. Okay, you're gonna notice how one side's different than the other side. It tends to be very natural because we have organs, different organs on different sides. Sometimes the way we sit. So again, you may feel the sensation. And then if you want to, you can start folding forward. And if you are folded forward, perhaps when you're breathing, your inhalation and exhalation, you may feel even your belly pressing up against your left thigh, or not. If you feel like your bent knee doesn't feel good, this is where you can always grab one of those blankets or towels and kind of place it underneath it just to lift it up some. And if you are bent forward, folded over your left leg, you may feel as you breathe, you can feel that stretch along your lower back. I mentioned how the psoas connects our lower body to our upper. And if you're resting with maybe your head forward, just check to see if maybe you're holding any tension in your jaw. And if so, just open up your mouth slightly. And you're more than welcome to hydrate the area by running your tongue from the right side to the left side of your upper teeth and just placing it back on top and just relaxing your jaw. You can always close your mouth by having the lips touch each other, but not the teeth. We hold a lot of emotions in our hips. So if by chance you do feel any emotional release, that's actually very natural. No need to store things that might not be beneficial to us. So just allow it to release. You're in a nice, safe place. See if you can release some more. Perhaps just allow the entire left leg just to go into the ground. Or perhaps your body is telling you that maybe you went too deep and just go back out a little bit. Completely fine. What can you release that doesn't serve you? Is there anything that's been worrisome or anxious or stressful? Being still and know that God has His plan and His will for you. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. Slowly, you're going to walk your hands up underneath your shoulders. If you are leaning forward, place your hands behind underneath your shoulders, and we're going to gently bring those legs up. both feet toward the front. Again, just windshield wiper them away. Perhaps tears of sorrow or grief. Pretend these are wiping them away. Now we're going to do what's called caterpillar. So we're going to extend our legs in front of us. And again, this is the same option. You can always have blanket underneath your hips. Now this is where many people may want to have a lot of their other props nearby. So caterpillar is when we're going to be folding forward. And you're going to just fold forward and hang here. What's really beneficial is it's really helping to stimulate some of our liver meridians, gallbladders and such. So don't go too deep. Yeah, you'll notice amazingly how you may slowly start relaxing some more. Now, if by chance being seated is something you really don't like doing, there's something called dangling where you're actually standing up and you'll just kind of lean forward like a forward fold, but right just and dangle. So this way you're actually pressing against these meridian lines. Some people like to actually put the bolster on top of their legs and then maybe lean on top of it. Some people might have blankets. You can choose. Especially since if you are folded forward, you'll probably feel that sensation along your neck and your shoulders. So this is where, can you somehow relax your shoulders some? Especially you'll notice the connection between your jaw. So how can you relax the jaw some? Open up the jaw, allow it to hinge slightly open. All right, we're going to slowly walk yourself back up. If you want to do a counterpose, for some people, they may even want to place their hands behind. You can either do a reverse tabletop hammock. That might be a nice little motion. Some people may actually want to keep their heels down and just lift themselves up. So just a little bit of counterpose, just to get a little bit of boost to your lower back. All right. We're going to now go onto our stomach. Kind of like in a Sphinx pose. So we're familiar with our Sphinx pose. So our elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. Your feet are going to be out a little bit, not directly down center line. And we're going to do half frog. So frog is pretty intense. So this is half frog. Make sure your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. So you might want to move your elbows up forward toward the top of your mat slightly. Good. Now, left knee, you're going to bend it to a 90-degree angle to your left side. So left knee to your left side. Feel that? Oh yeah, you guys, you're going to be like, what is she doing to me? All right, so this is half frog. Usually we would have both knees out, really intense, so we're going to be kind here. Probably feeling a little bit of pull in your lower back. I want you to feel yourself engaging your belly button toward your back spine. Feel what happens. Now, ideally, the knee would be in the exact same position of where your hips are at. And then your knees, your heel is directly down from your knee and spread out. So it kind of looks like a frog. See how my foot is? Now, if you like, you can always bring your head down toward the floor. Let's just say this is not good for you. Just do not enjoy this for your shoulders, but you really want to work the legs, the hips. You can always bring your hands, elbows out, make a little pillow with your fingers, cushion, and then place your forehead down there, or bring your right ear down. Now, an option that you can do here is as your right leg is straight down, you can pretend you're like sipping through a straw as you inhale, coming from your right toe, big toe, coming up your leg to the top of your head. And as you exhale, it just comes back down your body to the bottom of that right toe. So that's another way to feel this. Allow your mind to focus on something. Can you relax the left hip, left leg, the glutes, the hamstrings, calves, the quads, everything? This is really beneficial for our digestive system, the abductors, and actually strengthen your lower back. And of course your hip flexors. Slowly, you're going to place your hands directly underneath your shoulders. press yourself up into kind of like a tabletop. Be careful. Make sure no weight onto the left knee, and then slowly bring your left knee in. Nice little tabletop. We're just going to do slight little cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly down. Use up. Exhale. Reverse. Oh, that feels probably really good there. Inhale to your cow. Exhale into your cat. We got the other side, so let's get back down to a little Sphinx pose. Make sure your elbows directly underneath your shoulders, so you might have to walk your elbows up once you get onto your belly. And then this time, we're going to bend that right knee, bring it out to the right side. And so if you gaze over to your right, over your right shoulder, you'll notice how your right knee's up there, up, same level as your hips. Your heel should be directly under, below your knee. And then your feet, your foot, your right foot, shoulder foot is facing down toward the back of your mat. So you're in your Sphinx pose with your half frog. So again, feel the sensation right now as you engage the core, your belly button into your back of your spine. And you can sense what muscles are being used there. You can try to feel it in your right gluteus. So here and now, you're going to slowly relax and just allow gravity to do its turn. Try to even relax your left leg. And you do have the choice to bring your body down. You can completely still. You still have the option to do the breathing. Sipping through a straw as if it's your left big toe, up the entire leg there, up your body to the top of your head, and as you exhale, back down, that whole left side. As you're breathing here, you could probably even feel the back expansion. What can you let go? What can you surrender? No need to hold on to anything stored into your hips. So this time we're going to place our hands beneath our shoulders. Tuck your left toes down. Help yourself up. Get into that slightly strange tabletop. Be careful with your right knee. Bring it back underneath. And then I want you to bring yourself into a child's pose. Feeling that release into your lower back. And if this bothers your shoulders, bring your elbows out to the width of your shoulders. But you can always have your elbows touch the mat. You don't have to have it active. Continue breathing here and feel that expansion in your lower back. All right, now we get back into the tabletop. We're going to bring your right foot forward as if we're in that low lunge. We're going into almost like lizard or what we call dragon pose. Now, here's where, when we hold this for a long time, you may actually want to have some props. So this is where you have blocks or bolsters, more than welcome to do that. Even though this seems a little bit more like a yang pose because it's a little bit active, we're really trying to allow that right hip, that release there, and then also the left hip flexor release outward as well. So what can you do to relax? Now this is one of the reasons why I said if you had a chair, because for some people, like the part that I normally don't enjoy is like my shoulders. So if you had something higher, you could actually build something on there. For those that have bolsters, you could, or lots of pillows, you may find it being a little bit nicer to have your elbows up on something. So you can do blocks or those toilet papers that I said. Might feel a little bit more comfortable. And then many times for people that practice yin for a long time, you'll see they'll actually go all the way down to the floor. I haven't been practicing yin a lot this year. I normally do, and I would normally go all the way down, but I also know that it's important not to go too deep, too fast. You can injure yourself that way. So since my hips are not as open as they normally are, I'm going to be very cautious, as you should as well. Listen to your body, find your initial edge, and just enjoy that. The biggest challenge that people may have is also the left knee. If your left knee feels a little wonky, you can always place blanket underneath that. Some people might actually feel in their ankles, so they can roll up their towel and place it underneath their ankle as well. So nice option. So everyone listen, because everyone's going to be different. Exactly. Perfect with the chairs. Yes. If you want to do something called wing dragon, what you could do is have your left hand on the mat, place your right hand on your right leg on the inside of the thigh, and then roll to the outside of your right foot. called wing dragon. I don't know if you can see. I'll move to the side so you can see this. The wing dragon is just opening up. Be kind, because you're really allowing that whole inside open up, even your knees, even your ankles. It's just an option. You don't need to. Wing dragon. Some people like that. You can still keep your hands down. You can actually. Some people might even want, flying dragon. You can just keep your stuff up here, but this makes it a little bit more yang. But that might feel better from a shoulder standpoint. We're not going to stay here as long as we normally do in other classes. Let's slowly place your hands underneath your shoulders if you're head elsewhere, and then bring your right foot back behind you. And you probably feel that energy, that prana running through there. You can always do whatever your body asks for. You might want some motion. Some people actually even want to go in a downward facing dog. You're more than welcome to. This is where it's so beautiful with Yin, because we're not going at a fast pace. And isn't it so important for us to be able to listen to what the body's wanting and asking for? All right, so we're going to do the other side, folks. We got to have the other dragon, paradragon stuff. This time, place your left foot forward. And so your hands are on the inside of that. So again, options. If you want to put some padding underneath your knee, or if you feel like your ankle feels a little weird, you can always roll up your ankle. And find that first edge. Remember, give some time. Let the joints marinate, okay? So if you want to be higher up, start higher, and then maybe you'll feel your hips starting to open up some more, a little bit loose, or we call it juicy, and then perhaps you might remove the blocks, or you might go down onto your forearm. You don't get extra yogi points. It's just, this is for you. This is for your own connection to your body. And see what percolates up into your mind. Again, we hold and store a lot of emotions in our hips. So if by chance you're starting to get a little angry at me, it's actually quite normal. This happens a lot in classes. What can you release? What can you surrender? What can you let go of? What from the past may be bothering you, not allowing you to have that peace in the stillness? Can you hear God saying to you, peace I leave with you, peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your heart be troubled, and do not be afraid. Feel that peace within your body, that calmness, that stillness. Release maybe that tension in your shoulders and your jaw as well. Again, if your body wants to go deeper, go deeper. But if your body wants you to go back out some, back out some. And you have that option to do the winged dragon if you want. You can always place your hand on top, your left hand on top of the left leg, but on the inner thigh, and just flare it out onto the left side. That's just an option. You have that. You need to. Everyone's different. We're slowly bring our foot back in, our hand back in. Be very careful. Start bringing our hips toward the back side. Bring your left leg out so that your knee back down the tabletop, and feel what your body's asking for. Chances are, for me, I always feel it more in my left knee. And you can rock side to side. You can just little circles. You can go into your downward facing dog. Whatever your body feels like. We're going to tuck our toes and slowly walk toward our heels. So yeah, we're doing our little yin pose with our feet. So make sure your pinky toes are also tucked. Now again, if this is very intense, this is where you can always use your blocks or anything that you may have. So if you feel like it's just a weight on the toes, you can always place your hands here. If you feel like it's really intense for the creases, what that might be is too much of the bend, so you can actually place block or whatever to leave that one higher. If it feels like it's too much for your back here, you can always have that one higher. So there's a couple different options, okay? And you can even use your block or something to sit on it. So you can choose what feels best, but we're just trying to release those fascias of your feet. All right, let's get back onto our hands and knees, just kind of slap it out slightly. Then we're across our ankles and we're going to get onto our seat. All right, you guys. I'd like for you to lie on your back and cross your right leg over your left. And maybe you can grab onto your legs or ankles. So you look down, you can see your right knee first, then your left knee. If you want, you can release your hands, keep it out into T, and then slowly bring both legs over to your left side. So your right foot's gonna make contact with the floor, and slowly allow it to maybe touch the floor. We're getting a little bit of spinal twist. I'm recalibrating our nervous system. Every time you breathe, just feel yourself relaxing even more so. Inhale, let's bring your feet over toward the center, hug your knees to your chest, and then switch out so that your left knee is over the top of the right knee. And again, as you bend both knees, can you maybe grab onto your ankles or on the foot? And then you can release your hand out to the T, across, and slowly bring both legs over toward your right side. Maybe you can feel your left foot make contact first so that you're not dumping into your spinal twist, and then slowly allow it to drop down. And as you go through your inhalation and exhalation, see what you can relax. Slowly, as you inhale, bring both knees over to the front. Hug both knees to your chest. Roll slightly. If you can do a quick little happy baby. Soles of feet up toward the sky. Your hips are probably a lot looser than they normally have been. So you might notice that this happy baby compared to previous classes' happy babies might seem a lot easier. And then slowly bring your right heel to the right corner of your mat. Left heel to left corner of your mat. Getting to our final resting pose, Shavasana. Keep your eyes closed. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath. Hands down by your side, open, keeping the palms open to receive. And just relax. Inhale through your nose, and as you exhale, I want you to pretend you're blowing one of those dandelion white little puff away from you. And then just feel the body. Feel if there's any difference than how you felt at the beginning of this class. Were you able to surrender and let go anything that might have been stored? Releasing it to God. Take awareness with how your forehead feels. Just feel nice and relaxed. Your jaw nice and relaxed. How about your shoulders and your back? Let your hips and your legs and just keep scanning through. I wanted to read you this one devotional that I read from Jesus Calling. Don't be so hard on yourself. I can bring good even out of your mistakes. Your finite mind tends to look backward, longing to undo decisions you have come to regret. This is a waste of time and energy, leading only to frustration. Instead of floundering in the past, release your mistakes to me. Look to me and trust, anticipating that my infinite creativity can weave both good choices and bad into a lovely design. Because you're human, you will continue to make mistakes. Think that you should live an error-free life is symptomatic of pride. Your failures can be a source of blessing, humbling you and giving you empathy for other people in your weaknesses. Best of all, failure highlights your dependence on me. I'm able to bring beauty out of the morass of your mistakes. Trust me and watch to see what I will do. Slowly wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your ankles and your wrists. Bring some motion back. As you inhale your arms over your head, reaching your toes away from you, exhale and hug your knees to your chest because you are so well loved. Just give yourself a well-deserved hug. And slowly roll over to your right side or your left side and keep your lower arms underneath your head to keep your cervical spine alignment. And when you're ready, using your upper arms, press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. You may keep your eyes closed if you want. And just rest your hands gently on top of your thighs, palms facing upward, and just touch your thumb and index finger to each other to seal the practice. Let's inhale our nose together and exhale our breath. Nice deep inhale, complete exhale. Full inhale, deep and cleansing, relaxing exhale. Floating your hands together, palms touching palms, thumb resting right above your heart, tucking your chin down toward your heart. May this practice provide you with an opportunity to be still and know that God loves us and wants us to have continuous chance to release, let go, and surrender to Him for peace. Thank you for coming. Namaste.